Welcome, dear students. In this lecture, we will discuss about how the mobile phone unit works or the working principle related with the mobile phone unit, or you can say cellular handset. So, let us see the introduction related with the mobile phone. A mobile phone or the cell phone, or you can say handhold phone, something shortened to simply mobile cell, is just a phone, is a portable telephone that can break and receive calls over a radio frequency link while the user is moving within a telephone service area. The link establishes a connection to the switching system of a mobile phone operator, which provides access to the public switch telephone service network, that is called a PSTN. Now the question comes in our mind, what does mobile phone means? Now you can say again, mobile phone is a wireless handhold device that allow user to make and receive calls and to send the text messages, among other features. The earlier generation of mobile phones could only make and receive the calls. Today's mobile phones, however, are packed with many additional features such as web browsers, games, cameras, video players, and even navigational systems. Mobile phone may also be known as cellular phone or simply a cell phone. When the first mobile phone were introduced, their only function was to make and receive calls, and they were so bulky it was impossible to carry them in a pocket. Later, mobile phones belonging to the global system for mobile communications, that is GSM network, become capable of sending and receiving text messages. As these devices use, they become smaller and more features were added, such as multimedia messaging service, that is called MMS, which allow user to send and receive images. Most of these MMS capable devices were also equipped with cameras, which allow users to capture photos, add captions, and send them to friends and relatives who also had MMS capable phones. A mobile phone with advanced features similar to a computer is called a smartphone, while a regular mobile phone is known as a feature phone. A mobile phone typically operates on a cellular network which is composed of cell sites throughout the cities, countrysides, and even mountainous regions. If a user happens to be located in an area where there is no signal from any cell site belonging to the cellular network provider he or she is subscribed to, calls cannot be placed or received in that locations. So this is about what does mobile phone means. Now let us see in this diagram. You can see in this diagram there are blocks like transmitter, frequency synthesizer, receiver, logic unit, control unit, and cellular phone. These are the blocks shows in front of you. Now let us see about transmitter. It is a low power FM unit operating in the frequency range of 825 to 845 megahertz. There are 666 or 30 kilohertz transmit channels. The carrier is with by a frequency synthesizer is a phase modulated by voice signal. Now let us see about the receiver. The receiver is a dual conversion super heterodyne. The incoming signal frequencies is down converted twice to a frequency of 455 kilohertz or 10.7 megahertz with the help of mixer and IF amplifier stages. The signal is then demodulated, de-emphasized and filtered and given to the loudspeakers. Then see the block of frequency synthesizer. This block generates all the signals used by transmitter and receivers. It uses standard PLL circuit and mixer. Now let us see the block of logic unit. This unit contains master control circuit for a cellular radio. It is made up of microprocessor with RAM and ROM, that is random access memory and read only memory, and additional circuit used for interpreting signal from MSC and BS generates control signal for the transmitter and receiver. Next block for control unit. Control unit contains the handset with speaker and microphone. The control unit is operated by a separate microprocessor that drives the LCD display and other indicators. So this is about how exactly or why these blocks are used in cellular phone diagram. So this is about the handset unit blocks. Now let us see about the mobile phone's principle of operations. A cellular mobile system provides a standard telephone operation by full duplex two-way radio at remote locations. It provides a wireless connection to the public switch telephone network from any user location within the radio range of the system. The basic concept behind the cellular radio system is that rather than serving a given geographical area within a single transmitter and receiver, the system divides the service area into many small areas known as a cells as shown in diagram in front of you. The typical cell covers only several squares kilometers and contains its own receiver and low power transmitter. The cell area shown in front of you is a hexagonal. However, in reality, they will have a circular or other geometric shapes. These area may overlap and cells may be of different sizes. Basic cellular system contains of mobile stations, base stations and mobile switching centers, that is MSC. The MSC is also known as mobile telephone switching office, that is also called as MTSO. The mobile telephone switching office controls up to 11 cells and provides the interface between each cell and the main telephone office. Each mobile communications through radio with one of the base stations and may be handed off, you can say switch from the cell to another to any other base stations throughout the duration of the call. Each mobile station consists of a receiver, an antenna and control circuit. The base station consists of several transmitters and receivers which simultaneously handle full duplex communications and generally have towers which supports several transmitting and receiving antennas. The base station serve as a bridge between all mobile users in the cell and connects the simultaneous mobile calls through telephone lines or microwave link to the MSC. MSC means Mobile Switching Center. The MSC coordinates the activities of all the base stations and connects the entire cellular system to the PSTN. PST means the Public Switch Telephone Network. Most of the cellular system also provides a service known as a roaming. The cellular system operates in the 800 to 900 megahertz range. The new digital cellular system have even greater capacity. Some of this system operates in 1.7 to 1.8 gigahertz bands. You can see in front of your diagram there are mobile unit, MTSO. MTSO means mobile telephone switching office, and the RBS with the antenna you can see. Now again in this diagram you can see the transmitter, receiver, synthesizer, logic unit and control unit. The mobile unit contains built-in rechargeable battery to provide operating power. The transmitter and receiver in the unit shares the common antenna. So this is about these different blocks you can see. Now let us see the general question comes in our mind. Cell phone use wireless technology. As you know, the same job landlines and cell phones work in a completely different way. Landlines carry calls along electrical cables, cut out all the satellites, fiber optic cables, switching offices, and other things included in this technology. And landlines are not that much different to the toy phones you might have made out of a piece of string and a couple of cans. The words you speak ultimately travel down a direct wire connections between two handsets. What's different about a cell phone is that it can send and receive calls without wire connections of any kind. How does it do this? By using electromagnetic radio waves to send and receive the sounds that would normally travel down wires. Now again next question comes in our mind: how cell phone calls travels. When you speak into a cell phone, a teeny microphone in the handset converts the up and down sounds of your voice into a corresponding up and down pattern of electrical signals. A microchip inside the phone turns these signals into strings of numbers. The numbers are packed up into a radio waves and beams out from the phone's antenna. In some countries, the antenna is called a different word like aerial. The radio waves races through the air at the speed of light unit. It reaches the nearest cell phone. This receives the signal and passes them on its base station, which effectively coordinates what happens inside each local part of the cell phone networks, which is called a cell. From the base station, the calls are routed onward to their destination. Calls made from a cell phone to another cell phone on the same network travel to their destination by being routed to the base station nearest to the destination phone, and finally to that phone itself. Calls made to a cell phone on a different network or a landline follow a more path. They may have to be routed into the main telephone network before they can reach their ultimate destination. How cell phone or the cell phone works? Each person has a radio contains both a sender and a receiver that bounces messages back and forth directly like tennis players returning a balls. The problem with radios like that is that you can only use so many of them in a certain area before the signals from one pair of callers start interfering with those from other pairs of callers. That's why cell phones are much more sophisticated and work in a completely different way. A cell phone handset contains a radio transmitter for sending radio signals onward from the phone and a radio receiver for receiving incoming signals from other phones. The radio transmitter and receiver are not very high power, which means cell phones cannot send signals very far. That's not a deliberate feature of their design. All a cell phone has to do is communicate with its local and with base stations. What the base station has to do is pick up signals from many cell phones and route them onward to their destinations, which is why it is a huge high power antennas often mounted on a hill or on a tall buildings. What cells do? Next questions comes in our mind, what cells do? So why don't cell phones simply talk to one another directly? Suppose several peoples in your area all want to use their cell phones at the same time. If their phones all sends and receive calls in the same way using the same kind of radio waves, the signals would interfere and there may be some error together, and it would be impossible to tell one call from another. One way to get around this is to use different radio waves for different calls. If each phone's call uses a slightly different frequencies, the number of up and downs in a radio wave in 1 second. The calls are easy to keep separate. They can travel through the air like different radio stations that use different wavebands. There are only few people calling at once, but suppose you are the middle of a big city and millions of peoples are all calling at once. Then you need just as many millions of separate frequencies, more than are usually available. The solution is to divide the city up into smaller areas with each one served by its own unit or for particular area and base station. These area are what we call a cells, and they look like a patchwork of invisible hexagons. You can see in this diagram. Each cell has its base station, and the calls made or received inside that cells are routed through them. Cells enable the system to handle many more calls at once because each cell uses the same set of frequencies as its neighboring cells. The more cells, the greater the number of calls that can be made at once. This is why urban areas have many more cells than rural areas, and why the cell in urban areas are much smaller. So this is about the what cells exactly do